Hi, Mark. How are you?
Yeah, very good. You?
Hi, Katie.
Hiya.
How's it going? Now,
Good, thank you.
sorry, Mark. Oh, look how lovely you can see. I can actually see him over behind you. Very good. Good stuff. Listen, thanks for meeting today. So look, what I wanted to talk about today is that I have a couple of clients interested in reports on the go, the type of dashboards that you
Brilliant.
guys do. So look, I'm just looking for an update on what you've got currently. Anyway, I know you've got the stuff for Sage 50. So
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got Sage 50. Katie, do you want to just mute for a sec? Sorry, my microphone's picking up. They're reverbing back off each other. There we go. Cool. So we integrate with Sage 50, Sage 200, standard and professionals on its way, and Sage Cloud as well. So they're a matter of weeks away. So what I'd like to do is just show you some of the standard stuff, but also some of the bespoke stuff that we've been doing for people, which is brilliant. So if I just share my screen, just bear me a sec. Let me just run through here.
So while you're doing that, so you have something ready for 200 standard as well. You've been working with that API, have you?
Correct. Yeah. So we hook straight into the API for standard and professional, and education as well, because it's based on standard. So yeah, that's all working well, which is good. It's got to go into Sage for testing, and then it will be launched to the market basically. So
and tell me, is this 50 or 200 you have it integrated with?
This is a 50 integration I'm demoing with here, but in terms of functionality, it'd be the same. 200's just obviously got more data sets and more analysis fields and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. So this is our standard pack, which I won't spend a huge amount of time going through.
It's okay.
So it covers things like here we've got sales overview, we've got cash dashboards, credit control, financials. So we've got sort of P&L, balance sheet, that kind of information in there. We've got cash flow, not forecasting, but cash flow reporting on its way as well. Supplier information, purchase information, analysis of overheads, cost of sales, all that kind of thing. Creditors. I must have blitzed over debtors there. Got your credit control and data analysis, and then your all important sales stuff. So how it works, as you know, it's plug and play. We hook straight in, synchronize the data, no manual import at all. It's automated, and we synchronize every day, so every evening. And we can do additional synchronizations as well. So we can do that. There's a small fee attached to that on a monthly basis that just we just do that as a matter of course. So the basis is that you can drill into any particular product. So this particular dashboard, just a very high level sales dashboard, looking at financial year to date. So I'm looking at the financial year versus the last financial year. But if I wanted to look at just the last 12 months, you can choose any date range you like, and it's quick. And that's now filtered all that dashboard down for the last 12 months versus the previous 12 months. So green bar shows where we are this year. Red dot was last year. See, we haven't booked anything for September yet. What it allows you to do is drill into anything. So if you said, well, I want to know what actually happened in August because we were down, you can left click on that graph, and this is the same across all the platform. It drills into it. It then shows you the sales by individual customer. I can full screen that. Go and have a quick look, and then go, yeah, look, that customer's 23 grand down. That's 12 grand down. You can dump that as an image, export it to Excel, all the usual sort of stuff.
That's what I was going to ask. You can actually dump the like for like into Excel itself.
You can, yeah. So it'll pull out. So all those lovely kind of national statistics forms and insurance forms that you have to do to for your product liability insurance and pulling out product categories and stuff, you can do that instantly on here as well. So it's all there. So what that allows you to do is then further drill in. So you say, well, actually, I can see office stationery was down, or I want to have a look at this particular customer. I can then drill into this customer.
You're working off categorizations as well as product as well.
So we pull in the product categories. So we're filtered in now to that particular customer who were 23 grand down. and then it then shows you which product categories they were down on, and then drills right into the detail as to which individual products they were down off as well. Yeah, so and you can flip that around the other way. So you might just want to look at products and then see who's not taking the product or who's down on the products. So yeah, there's loads. You know, the information that's sitting inside all the Sage systems to integrate with is powerful. And then over on the right hand side, we've then got a filter dashboard, a filter toolbar down by individual analysis fields as well.
And that's interesting, because if you've a version of this for 200, I mean, analysis codes are one of the big differences between 200 and Sage 50, and they're applicable right throughout: customers, suppliers, stock codes, nominals.
Yeah, indeed.
You know, so.
And I think you've got, it's 20 from memory. It's 20 analysis fields in 200 Pro.
That's right.
I think it's 5 in standard.
That's right.
And they're really powerful. You know, being able to just filter down by one salesperson or region or whatever it is. Just hit apply.
Very good. And it applies to the entire dashboard.
And it applies it to the entire dashboard. And you can stack filters on top of and whatever. So yeah. So that's the basis of all the standard dashboards. As a P&L as well. I'll just show you the P&L. And what I really want to get into is some of the custom stuff we've done for people recently, which is really powerful. So here you've just got a standard P&L. It pulls out using the standard whatever the default chart of accounts is in 50, what it allows you to do is drill into the underlying transactions. There's also departmental. So something that Sage struggles with is the department reporting on P&L. You can stack up individual departments and then go and drill into them. But on here, you can also right click and drill into individual transactions. So you've got light and power, which is made up of a number of different codes. You can actually right click, drill in and see. That'll pull through all the transactions, shows you shows you've been paid, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's lots there. So as I said, there's sort of customer information, product analysis, supplier purchases analysis.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about suppliers, just so you know, it's a common thing coming up lately.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you know, in terms of cost and knowing, I've got a filter still, so it remembers my filter from a previous session as well. You can then track individual suppliers and go, okay, what's going on with this particular supplier? So I click into that supplier. The last 12 months versus the previous 12 months, we're 18% up. And that's a common theme at the moment in terms of tracking activity by supplier, which neatly brings me on to some of the profitability stuff we've been doing as well. Yeah. So and pulling out some of the profit stuff. So this is our sort of standard dashboard. This is what you get out of the box. And then if I can just flip onto this screen, this will show us some of the other bits that we've been working on. Some of this is work in progress, so you know there's not always data on all of these dashboards, but to give you an idea as to what we're working on. So we've got a basic kind of trial balance here, which is going to be rolled out to everybody, and again you'll be able to filter that down by individual department or nominal, so you can then start to drill in, and you can drill into the transactions behind it. Profit. So let's have a look at the profit overview. So this is something we've been working on, and the ability to look at perhaps volume. So this example, we've got literage. So we pull the quantity straight from within. And what we've written here is the ability to set targets. Now you can't set targets inside any of the Sage platforms at customer level or product level. So we've written a module that allows them, the customer, to set their targets using a pre-prescribed format of ours, much like the Sage standard template. Yeah. They fill that in, populate that from their other data or whatever, upload that into Roveel. On a monthly basis, it then allows them to track their targets. and track actuals. So they don't need to do any. So it's a one-off import for that period, for that year, whatever it is. And if they want to refresh those targets, they can. So we do that for sort of target setting and also budgets as well, because sometimes the budget.
I was going to ask about budgets next, because of that.
Yeah, the budget process within Sage at trying to get it down at nominal level is a challenge in 50. Sorry, at department level in 50. So to sort of stop you having to key in all the data, we've written a little CSV upload basically that pulls it through. So so it sucks it into Roveel. So here, for example, we're looking at the very headline information for the business. I know I haven't got any data on this demo. It pulls through your sales target. If you can take off those and just compare against target, or if you want to just show just your gross profit, there's a graph there now of just your gross profit against your target. Obviously you can export that as an image, drop that into your management report.
Very good.
And then we've pulled out very headline kind of overheads numbers, and then cost of sales. So you've got your purchases and direct expenditure. So then you've got this kind of very, very high level kind of analysis there, and then you can filter in by department as well. So if you
take it, are these difficult to customize?
No, I mean we bespoke them in-house. So how we work is we work with the customer to work out exactly what they want, and then we go and build it, design it, and build it to the individual spec. So some of the dashboards that we've got here, you can see we've got shop over on the left hand side. We're just about to roll out a that's kind of launching at the moment with a shop which just allows customers to buy off the peg extras rather than everything be bespoke. So something like this one, we get asked this a lot. Very, very high level sales target, sales targets at individual customer level and at product level. So again,
very
works
good.
off the CSV import. You can then drill in, same format, you can then see who's ahead of target, who's behind target. So if I said, I'll pick this one, drill into that customer, they're behind target, and I can see it's dummy data, but they're behind target in terms of product categories. You can then identify which individual product is they're behind target on. So
if you had the account broken down to rep as well, I take it you could factor that in too.
Yep. Yeah, we can import those in. So using those analysis fields, you can set the target by those analysis fields as well. So then you're into being able to report, have a kind of master dashboard which shows all the analysis fields, shows where you are by individual rep. Majority do it by analysis fields. You may use department, which again we can do target by department as well. So that's massive.
One thing I just noticed there as well, you have project sales and project profitability. Are they active dashboards?
Yep. Yeah. So this one, so project sales overview. I think this is there's very little data in this in this data set, but
I just want to get to know, like, if it is actually against projects, because we've got quite a few customers working with Sage 50 that have project modules.
We've done a lot in the last 6 months with projects. Prior to that, very little. But in the last 6 months, projects seems to have come to the top of the list in terms of reporting on there. So we can again pull out all the information. We've got sort of construction businesses using projects, but we've got service-based businesses using it. People use projects as for all different manner of things.
Yeah, they do.
We've got the ability there, project sales, and then if I go into projects overview as well.
So
so
quite a few of them there.
that'll pull through. We've been busy on these, and then it breaks down revenue and cost by project, so you can see the individual projects, and then the various different when you've last billed them, total budget variances, and pulls out the analysis fields again. So you can filter down by project status, department name, project ID, all that sort of stuff. So
That's excellent.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, the nice benefit of this is that if they've already got the data in place, like a lot of the customers I'm talking to are working with Sage 50, you know, they're talking to me for a reason. You know, they're doing a lot of manual work. So it's just a case of, you know, if they have that data there, just explain that this can be opened out to them just by, you know, by this.
Yep. Yeah. Correct. So what we'll do is we can switch them on here within the hour. So yeah, anyone that has a trial, we just say, look, you use projects, go and try these project dashboards, and we'll just switch them on as part of their trial. And pull through. I don't think there's any data on this one, but yeah, in terms of sort of profit overview by individual, so you can then look at profitability by individual customer, and then look at the gross profit by product category, by customer level, and at individual product level as well.
Yeah.
I think my demo doesn't have any data on that, but one thing that I've talked quite a lot about products. What if you're a service-based business? And actually, you don't have products. So understanding the individual nominal codes.
Gotcha. To run something on that.
There. Yes. Let me just run that on here. Where are we? Nominal sales overview. So what this does, this just pulls through the all the 4,000 codes.
Gotcha.
So we've got the first 9 here.
So look at your sales.
And it will then allow you to look at the trends this year versus last year. And again, we can overlay targets onto there as well.
Gotcha. So you're bypassing any kind of products and you're going direct to sales. So
correct. So you know, we've got there it is. Sorry. Yeah. Cool. It's because there's no data. I'm giving a good one there. I guess. There we go. Right. Let's just filter on that period.
Well, you're doing well considering I'm putting you on the spot.
I can see that. There we go. Right. So it allows you to then look and compare against this year versus last year. You get the idea. Good. So yeah. Budget P&Ls, enhanced credit control, actually being able to use Roveel to chase your debtors, and looking at your overdue, looking at your percentage overdues at individual time. Yeah, there's so much. And the one I did want to just show you is the new homepage, and this is something that's going out. This will go out to every customer very shortly. So when you log in at the moment, it goes into a sales overview. It's going to be logging into a homepage, which for the boss, for the sales director, MD, FD, very high level, total cash, total amount of money in, out, due, what your weekly sales are this year, your sales year to date, stuff around sales orders. So actually looking at your sales order information, what's been completed, what are open sales orders. I've even covered that. We've got loads on there. Who those orders are with.
And I take it you have like a series of default ones that come with the actual package. It's a monthly subscription, isn't it?
Yeah. So this will be one that will come out to everybody. So as part of the monthly subscription, this will go out to all customers as a new dashboard that we've built. So we're constantly adding more stuff to it over time, and more functionality. We're just about to do a big release with this and creditors, and the trial balance going in as well. And then over and above that, we've got the marketplace where people can actually spec individual dashboards from here. And then the next level is actually you want this bespoking somehow. We can do that. So yeah, we've pulled out top 10 debtors, overdue days, and then some ratios as well. So your cash ratios, your creditor days, debtor days, liquidity, and then actually the ability to then design your own homepage. So you might want a sales manager. You probably don't want them looking at the cash or creditors and understanding that. You might want more of a sales homepage, which is just their dashboard. So we'll bespoke up a dashboard for them as well. So
very good.
Yeah.
Very nice. I mean, I'm impressed. And so you've something similar then for Sage 200 that's being released now, yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's the same basis. The information is all in there. There's just more of it in 200. And that's going into Sage for them to do their sort of approval to make sure that it's that they're happy with it all, and then we will it'll be out on the market very soon.
That's great, because I mean, it's great to have something like that for 200 professional anyway, so it's great to be able to delve into that information. But for 200 standard as well, which is considerably lacking on its reporting, well, not lacking, but just lacking in the ability to be able to sort of show it in a different way to the way it gives to you, so it's that's very encouraging. I mean, I have a few Sage 100 standard clients that'll be interested in looking at that. All right.
Cool. Brilliant, good stuff. Yeah, no, the only other thing just to mention is the ability to access it on your mobile or tablet, because it's cloud-based. You can access it anywhere. Yeah,
very good. So and obviously you can just point key specific dashboards to certain users as well. You can restrict access to some information, like some of the financial information.
Absolutely, yeah. So all of the menus down the left-hand side can be edited. The names can be changed, and then the access rights. Yeah. So we don't price on a per user basis. We price on a per company basis as well. Because my personal view is that you should, why would you restrict access to some of this data for your staff? You want everybody with all the right information they can have.
Absolutely. Well, look, send costs over to me separate anyway. I'll take a look over them. I'll look at if you're okay. Just so I know we've recorded this session, so what I might do is I might hand this to a couple of individuals that I'm talking to at the moment. Just makes things a little simpler. The other thing I was going to ask you was then, if we're looking at the mobile side, I mean, I would imagine, if you're a rep, some of the handy ones would be obviously your targets, your current sales to date for the month, that kind of stuff. I take it you can do that kind of thing, because I'm imagining the standard KPIs for CEO, your top level style page is available.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So what we can, depending on how the targets have been set up, if they're using the analysis fields or departments or whatever, you can have a sales director dashboard, which actually just goes and shows how each salesperson's performing against their target. You've seen, I've kind of demonstrated a few of the different types of graph there. We've got, your pie charts and whatever. So you could have it showing the total target and showing where they are against that on a pie or whatever. So the golden rule is, if it's inside Sage, we can do it. But now with the ability to CSV import, we can now pull in other data as well, which is
that's interesting. I'll tell you why, because I come across more and more as I'm selling Sage CRM, and it's implemented with the clients, and it's integrating with both Sage 50 and Sage 200, and it's doing all of that, which is great. The other thing is that we ask for, our customers are often asking us for sort of sales reports as a result of it. They're viewing it from the CRM side because we have it integrated with both systems, so they feel they could probably see it all on the front end. But as I say to them, if you want the hard and fast facts, it's got to come directly from the actual accounts database. And I sort of nominate this as having this as a screen separate to their actual CRM, so that they can see this stuff live, and it's dedicated specifically for what they want to see from the accounts themselves. So it's this is the type of stuff I'd like to sell alongside that.
Cool. Yeah. No, this is fact. Once you get to this kind of area, it's fact. CRM, is pipeline stuff. Generally.
Exactly.
With a bit actual in there. Yeah, I did just flash up on the screen. I think the open order analysis, was an example. My guess is this wouldn't tie up back with the CRM system, but you can start to look at, age of orders, all that sort of stuff. So and then you can do that down by individual area manager. We've got salesperson here, for example. So then you can. The other thing you can do is, I don't know if I mentioned it, you can restrict access for the salespeople. So actually, I could restrict access so that Bob can only see his customers, so that he can only access his dashboards, and then he's not going to work out any sales commission for any of the other team. Some customers like that, others don't. But just being able to lock that down to his unit.
It's needed.
Is needed.
Yeah, it's needed. Okay,
Cool.
listen,
All right.
that's grand. Okay, like I say, I just wanted a general overview just so I can relay it back to the guys, and the fact that I have it recorded here makes it easier too. So
Yeah, sure.
look, that's perfect. So look, what we'll do is send me over the pricing on this. I'll have a chat with a few clients, see what the thought process is, and I'll come back to you then shortly. We have a look at the 200 one then properly, as
Yeah,
well. And we might
perfect.
organize a separate session for that. So yeah, all well
Brilliant.
and good.
Okay, sounds good. Brilliant. Good
Cool.
to see you. Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
no bother.
We'll catch up sort of later in the week. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks a million.
Brilliant.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
so
Thanks,
much.
Mark. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank
Take
you.
care, Katie. Bye bye.
Bye.